My dear friends, welcome to this recording. I'm super excited to be here with you as every now and then. I just want to shoot some good knowledge for you. And today is a special day. You know why? Because we're going to talk about partnerships. We're going to talk about relationships. And I have these three things for you today. And I hope you will like it because I really believe that in order to develop long-term relationship, especially in today's economy, when uncertain times, when economy slows down, perhaps it's even in recession and then the country is in a war and maybe in your relationships also things slow down. I want to look a little bit today more from the business perspective. And there is a lot of lessons to be learned. So, 3 points will not be the exhaustive list, but I want to keep it brief and short for you because I know you, like myself, you're a learner, you're an achiever, and you try actually to move ahead with your life, improve your life, get better, and get better along the way. And how do you do it? With enough effort, with determination, with, as I always call it, the energy, managing your energy, making sure that you start with yourself. Then you manage your stress levels, you manage how do you respond to your internal stimuli, which is a huge, huge topic for all of us because a lot of us are stressing ourselves and we're putting the stress on ourselves. Sometimes we think that is the external environment which can trigger that, but oftentimes it's really ourselves who challenge ourselves with a lot of new things. We put our plate more than full and we expect that we will run seemingly quietly well, but that's not often the case, is it? So today I want you to really take a few notes and want you to think about this topic a little bit more. So relationships, what does it mean for you? First I want to start with this hypothetical question. How are your business relationships running? How are your key relationships running in business? But also, if you look at your relationships, how are these relationships in your personal life running? Are they, if you measure from one being I really suck at this, or I should improve. We didn't talk to each other for a long time. To 10 things are actually really well. They're well oiled. You talk regularly with these people, and you see there is vibe, there is zest, there is reciprocity. So think about it first. But then I want you to really think about these three things today. So are you ready? Okay, I hope you are. So I made a little note for you here. The first point, I hope you can read it. It's about integrity. How integrous, and let's take it from two parts. How integrous are you when choosing your partners in a business setting? How you using values to choose the best partners for you to collaborate with, but how are your partners integrous in their conditions that you actually require of them? How integrous are they the way they deliver their value to you? Are they actually sticking to what they promised and what you bought, what you signed up for, or is it completely different? I often like this analogy with people, especially in my life. I try to hang out around positive high performers, but also people who have integrity as their key value. Why is that? You might be asking. Because often you recognize people in your life who stick around as integrous, who are similar as you met them, perhaps similar, but perhaps they change. But they are still very integrous, and I'm using overusing this word, but they are very true to their belief system. They're very true how they show up, how they display their character, how they motivate others. And along the way, along the journey, because when you start here as a client and you want to go somewhere for a journey, you start often together and then you try to keep up next to each other. Oftentimes, the challenge is that either you go too slow or you go too fast, or your partner who you select might not challenge you enough, or they are completely different. Perhaps there is also a lot of these intricacies that we were talking about here, which is they don't really deliver the value that they promised. They don't treat you as you actually would expect, as they treated you in the first discussion when you did the shortlist or selection. So think about it also for your relationships. What type of relationships do you have? And do you see, and can you measure that type of integrity in your relationships? Second point, that's about long term value and flexibility. One thing in relationships, and I don't know if you have noticed this, the people I spoke to in a business setting, in a personal setting, often have similar example about flexibility. In their relationships, you need to be flexible. People change, partnerships change, companies restructure, and then you need your partner to respond adequately to what's happening. The thing is, if you don't have the right partner, imagine, in a business setting or in a personal setting, and you suddenly, maybe, let's say, need another feature, or you actually need to scale down. You need your partner to align with you and be there for you. And we live in this economy, especially in the West, where you try to always sell more, you want to grow more. It's all about, 25, 30, 35, 50% growth. And you need to actually really think about how to use this strategy for yourself and for your partners to still be integrous and still be flexible in terms of how you approach the relationship, and not in a bad space, but really in a collaborative space, so that you understand your partner, but also expect this understanding from your partner in a private life. So really think about how your partner is treating you. Are they flexible with when you need a different contract, when you need different conditions, because things change. And third and very important point, I don't know if you can guess it, starts with O. It's ownership. How much ownership can you expect from your relationship? You would probably say, Matteo, a lot. I want my partners to take ownership for what they do. I want my personal partner, my spouse, also to take ownership of the dishes, taking out the trash. And if you think about it from this perspective, you know that in life we need this mentality in our relationship. We expect it in our professional relationships, because without ownership, nothing happens. Without ownership, we are just people who point fingers when then things come up, when things happen. So I want to challenge you today. Think about ownership with this perspective. When you expect to deliver a good result, do your best. If the results are not adequate, then raise your hand. Okay, I didn't do a good job. Let me correct this. Let me do that. Have this learner's mindset, but have this ownership mindset as well, to course correct, because we are not perfect. It's not about perfection. It's about learning. It's about learning experience, going with the flow, and making sure that we always pivot and can pivot when we need. But it also means sometimes addressing the issue head on. When our partner says, "Hey," our business partner, "I'm not really happy with the conditions. I'm not happy really with the customer service." We need to step up, and we need to think, do I want to retain this customer of mine for 1 year, or is it just a transactional business? And if it's a transactional business, then don't care about customer relationship. You still should, by the way, even if you're in a transactional business. But if you think about added value relationship, long-term value, you want to do your best and to do your part. So step in, correct the situation, correct your behavior, correct the facts, and get on. So here you have it. I want you guys to think about integrity. I want you to think about long-term flexibility and added value, and I want you to think about ownership. If you use the three things as a metric to measure a relationship in a private life, but also in a business, I can tell you, you will make better choices for your future partners, suppliers, your future customers, as well as for your private life, where you choose your friends, and perhaps you need to restructure your relationships, you need to restructure your partnerships. So bring a little bit added value for you, added bonus, positivity. Bring a little bit of positivity in this, and make sure that this positive behavior actually really shines through your partners. You want to do work and collaborate with people and companies who actually align with you. I know this is hard to find these, but when you do, you will have the best results because you will have the best partnerships and you will have actually the best quality life and experiences. So until the next time, manage your energy, take care of your stress, and lead a heroic life. Do something cool. Step up and do your best today. Till the next time, stay awesome.